Pearce is going to kill more people. You have the chance to stop him. Can you live with yourself if you don't?
So I'm just going to jump right in, and I'm curious, how did you get involved in the series Paris Has Fallen? What drew you to this role?
Well, the audition came through, as they do. And I loved my role. I thought that she was complex, and I love action. I thought the story was super, compelling. So yeah, I was really excited when it came through.
What about your character was your favorite part to explore in the series?
My favorite part. Well, she's got a lot of flaws. She's trying really hard to prove herself. So she's sort of new to the MI6 world, and she makes a lot of mistakes. She is in a relationship with a woman who's struggling with drug addiction. So she's having a lot of trust issues, and she teams up with, this guy, Vincent. There's a lot of high stakes stuff. And she's a really badass fighter. So there were lots of things that I really loved about her.
Mm-hmm. And what was it like working across Tewfik as a scene partner during your scenes together? Because you guys share, the majority of your scenes, I guess, are with him or with the actor who plays your girlfriend. So I'm curious about that dynamic and how you guys established it.
Well, with Tewfik, it was great. He came on it was all so sort of last minute. So it wasn't like any chemistry tests or anything like that. So really just luck. I think he has such great humor. We both were really lighthearted and always sort of joking about on set. So yeah, and it's like, it's quite a serious show. So it's sort of in between takes, you'd think that we were doing a comedy, really. Yeah, I thought he was so easy to work with. He's so generous and lovely. So loved working with him. And Camille, I felt also the same. She's amazing, incredible actress. I just think the cast is phenomenal. So you don't have to do much when you get blessed with people like that.
I totally agree. I feel like you guys definitely have some of the hardest job, I feel like, while watching this show, because there's so much physicality in it. Like, I feel like there are some episodes where I'm like, wow, they have not stopped fighting. And it's like, I feel like I'm like as tired as they are. Can you talk to me about the training process for this show, because it is so physical? How much prep time did you get, and how much training did you have to do?
Yeah, there was a lot of training. I was training in jiu-jitsu and boxing, Krav Maga, like lots of physical stuff. And I also was really lucky to get to speak to a former spy, and just get to really get inside her head, which felt like it became a lot more grounded and more accessible. We didn't have that much time, to be honest. I had just finished filming Umbrella, the last season of Umbrella Academy, and then I didn't even have a week before I was on set for this. Yeah, but luckily I was training whilst I was away, so it was sort of overlapped. But it was, all just on the job with this.
I'm so curious about what the spy told. Like, did the spy give you any good insider information?
Quick little drop in. Yeah, I was just chatting to a spy. It was crazy because she had to be anonymous.
Oh.
And she was just, telling me protocols and scenarios, and and I was sort of asking her about the show and the script, and if in this situation how would you be, this, and so she just sort of
What was the best advice that she gave you?
The best advice, kind of like how realistic it was to be torn with how you can't tell anyone. So, Zara is keeping it. She's keeping it a secret from her partner, and how actually that's what she had to do herself. And navigating that, and it just made it all feel, a lot more grounded. Those were questions that I was like, of course that wouldn't be the case. And she was like, nah, that's what I went through.
Oh my God. Okay. Wait, when you say she was anonymous, do you mean like there was like a dark, like you didn't see her face? You didn't see how anonymous was this anonymous?
I saw her face, but it was like an anonymous name.
Okay, I got you. I was like, what is the energy of this?
She's had like a sack over her head and like a voice changing.
Yeah, that like in shadow, like those documentaries where they like a person is like, this is the voice covered, but okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, if you've obviously done a lot of these sort of action roles. I mean, even in Umbrella Academy, you had a lot of fight scenes. In Polite Society, you had them. Is that something that you're interested in doing more of, is taking on these more physical roles? Because I did see a critic call you the next Bond, which I thought was very complimentary. And also I was like, oh, I don't hate that.
I really don't hate that. I love that critic, that journalist. Yeah, I love action. I find it really, really rewarding. I'm a bit of a workaholic, so I love training and I love learning choreo. I really enjoy it, but I also love variety. So let's see where things take me.
So I have to ask you a little bit about Umbrella Academy, because that final season was a lot to take in. And, I feel like it's fair to say that the final season for Lila was a little bit controversial, the decisions that her character walked down. Now that you have some breathing room and some time away from the series, do you feel the same about the show as you did when the final season first premiered?
I absolutely loved my storyline. I thought it was really creative and smart. I think I love art that pushes boundaries and creates conversation. I think we knew that's what would happen. And so I'm really proud of all the work that we did. I just wish that we had 10 episodes over 6.
The more episodes, the better, in my opinion. I have no problem with 20 episode season. Let's do that. But what do you miss the most from working on that show? Because obviously you were on it for a while, and that cast is very expansive, but also it feels like you guys are pretty close knit. So what do you think you'll miss most from working on that show?
The people. I absolutely loved who I was working with. I think, we had 5 years together and we were family. And so also when you're coming back to see them again, like the next year, that feeling is such a nice feeling of safety and excitement. So, but I still get to talk to all these people. So I'm like,
you're not gone.
I'm dealing with it. Yeah.
And then just closing out, I'm curious, you've done action, you've done the thriller, you did sci-fi, you do a little bit of comedy. What genre are you most interested in tackling next? Is there one that you really want to do that you haven't had a chance to, or maybe a dream project that you want to be a part of that you could put out into the world right now as like manifestation?
I think I love being able to I love the variety, and I am excited to do more drama. I say that I want to do a bit of comedy. I want to go back to having a laugh for a little bit.
Yeah, I think I looked at your into your like biography, and you like performed at Fringe too. So like you do have like a background in comedy. Am I right, or am I off?
Yeah. I started off in comedy really, and I was performing around London, doing comedy, and then it just sort of led to screen. Yeah, I love comedy. But I think as an actor, it really is just a bunch of things. It's like the director or the script. Who has the script? Like the genre great, but like you just know when you know because it feels compelling when you read it. So that's what it comes down to, really, for me.
Okay, well, I love to hear that, and I hope to see you in more projects in the future. Honestly, your performance in this show is very intense, and I was hooked from the beginning. I feel like her story is very compelling, and also, obviously, your performance and like not only like the physical performance, but also like just the on screen performance is fantastic. So I really want to thank you for speaking with me and taking the time. And I hope people go watch Paris Has Fallen.
Thank you. That's so kind. Thank you.